What a basketball game. What a great tournament. City of New Orleans and Sun Belt Conference and Lakefront Arena put on this week, and we extended it 5 more minutes. We'd said we wanted to play 120. I didn't know it was 125 guys. And today, Alfred stayed in the entire game as he did yesterday. Bryant just got a couple of quick spot rest, but they played almost the entire second half together and made big plays down the stretch. Both of them, I'm really proud of them. We stepped up. Xavier Rimmer had a huge game for us shooting the basketball. Sean was in foul trouble, played well again. And we beat a good basketball team when it's going to postseason play. They're tough because they can score in so many ways. And Ryan Harrow was sensational, Bryant. I'll use that word tonight. He was really hard to guard. He got to the basket. He made several difficult shots. And I thought that was huge for their team to keep them in there. But they're hard to guard. They've got 4 1,000-point scores, and they share the ball, and you kind of have to pick your poison with those guys. And we gave up a lot of twos, and I haven't seen the stat sheet. We probably didn't shoot the ball as well as they did overall today, which is a first for us if that's true. But we made enough plays to win the game, and felt like the second half we went to a zone defense. It's kind of gutsy call. We're down 10, and I wanted to do it earlier. I did, and it's kind of hard to do it late. We did it. We got a turnover and made a couple of plays. It changed the pace of the game for just a second, and it let us catch back up. So great effort by these guys. I'm extremely proud of them and their teammates. They played hard all year, and it was a situation where we fell behind but had to resolve to hang on and get it overtime, and then to lose Sean with 5 fouls and still win the basketball game is a credit to our team.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open it for questions for the student athletes, starting here in the front left.
Alfred, can you talk about the defensive play on the final play of the game when y'all forced Harrow out wide, what the strategy was in that compared to the regulation?
We just tried our hardest to keep him out of the paint. KB did a good job of keeping him out of the paint. I'm not really sure who it was, but he had some help. It was a longer defender. It was a tough shot. He was fading away from the basket. I just tried my best to make sure there was no weak side rebound, and then he missed it. I guess he was due for a miss.
Question on the right side now.
Alfred Treyals from NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune. How much sweeter is it to win it in your hometown in New Orleans and in the UN Lakefront Arena? Did you have a lot of family and friends here today kind of enjoying this with you?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing about winning it here. And so many family and friends was here, and to do it in front of them, and then for them to be able to celebrate this moment with me was big.
All the way in the back left.
Bryant, how surprised were you to get that little drop pass from Sean off the rebound there? And also, what does it mean to you to have that most outstanding player award there next to you?
Well, I mean, Sean's a pretty good passer. They all converged on him. First of all, it was a great offensive rebound by him.
Yeah,
you know, that was a big-time rebound, and they all like 3 people ran to him. So, I mean, I was just wide open. So, I mean, Sean found me, and I was able to put it in. I was kind of nervous when I caught it, so thank God I was able to put it in. And to win this, you know, most outstanding player award, I mean, this is big to me. I mean, it's really a team award because, you know, my teammates, you know, do a good job of encouraging me and, you know, looking for me and finding me. And my coach, too, Coach Marlon has the most faith in me and the coaching staff. And, you know, they put me in good positions to be successful. So, I mean, I never got an opportunity to, you know, like this young man right here to be, you know, all conference. But to win this, you know, is big time for me.
Going to the back right.
Dave, 1037 from Lafayette. Do you guys think that the coach remembers his preseason promise? And do you guys get to pick out the tattoo that now he has to get?
Come on, Dave. I thought they'd forgot it. I thought about it this morning.
We ain't forget.
Yeah.
Alfred is the one that tweeted that out.
Yeah. We're going to get it real soon.
Y'all have any suggestions?
We have a question on the left side here.
Alfred, Ted Lewis from New Orleans Advocate. You've had a lot of big experiences in the last couple of years and honors, and some coming your way and some looking forward. How much do you think, though, in your memory bank is today going to be, and now talk about going into the NCAA tournament, how much you're looking forward to that opportunity?
Well, it's big. I'm really excited to go into the NCAA tournament. I think we're a team to watch out for. I feel like we can score in so many ways, and now that our defense has picking up these last 11, 12 games, we could play with anybody.
We're going to all the way to the back right, standing.
Brian, I know you already talked KLFY Lafayette. I know you already talked about that bucket that you got late to put you ahead, but it just seemed like you the will to win for this team. I saw you guys catching air. I mean, it was what you expect for a championship game, but you were able to prevail. Why was this team able to get over that hump?
I mean, we just fought through a lot of adversity through the season, myself included. So, I mean, obviously this is a championship game. They're going to, they're the best team. Well, they had the best record in the league this year, so they weren't going to just lay down. So, I mean, we knew that, but at the same time, I feel like this was a team of destiny. And, early in the season, at the occasional, they were able to come back and overtake us and also in Atlanta. So, we just we knew it was going to be a dog fight, and we just wanted to keep punching.
Any additional questions all the way to on the left again?
Alfred, you guys were down 9 late, and then you had that stretch there where you guys got the bucket. There was a foul. You kept the ball, and then you guys scored again. How critical is that little stretch in coming back at the late in regulation?
That was huge. Basketball is a game of runs, and we was able to make a run right there. We've been in this position down late the whole season, and we was able to come out on top again.
Thank you very much, student athletes. You can make your way back to the locker room. Gonna have to clear a path back there for those guys to get out if we could. And then we'll open up questions for head coach Bob Marlin. We'll start here in the second row back on the left.
Gary Smith with the Advocate. It's not often teams lose when they have such a dominant rebounding total. The way the game was going, did you keep feeling like at some point that was gonna help you find a way to win the game?
What was the total? I haven't even seen the
46 to 30.
20. Well, we felt like we could offensive rebound against those guys, Gary. We out-rebounded them big in Atlanta. And their style of play, they really don't beat themselves. They low turnover. They're third in the country in turnover margin. They've got 2 outstanding point guards, and Smith and Harrow. I mean, they're able to, or White. They're able to hang on to the basketball. So they don't turn it over. They shoot a high percentage, and they sit in the zone. They mix their zones up, a little 2-3, 3-2, 2-1-2, 1-3-1, and keep you off balance. So they rest their guys some in the zone. So they play to their strengths, and you've got to beat those guys to beat them. But one thing they give up is rebound margin, and they're last in the league in rebound margin. And it gives you an opportunity to get a lot easier shot than the first one. And Sean had a couple of big ones at the basket late, and so it was a big factor in my mind.
Slide up here to the right side. Right behind you, Trey.
Coach Trehouse from NOLA.com and Times-Picayune. Two-parter here. First of all, where we all watched the selection show today, will you be able to get back in Lafayette in time? And two, when you were here, I think in 10 or 11 with Sam, when you almost beat Baylor, how much is that going to help this team getting ready for the NCAAs?
Well, if we get the 14 seed that we got that year, and certainly that could make a difference. And I heard before the game that our RPI was in less than 100 before the game. I'm sure it'll jump again with this victory, and we'll have a chance maybe to be a 14. Is what I was told. So, but that experience was good. I've been to the NCAA as a head coach. This is the third time. First time was in overtime. Same thing, a 1-point win, a tight basketball game. I was fortunate enough to win a national junior college championship. But the experience we had in New Orleans at the arena against Baylor was big. And we played well, Trey. We talked about it. We led that game for 37 minutes and then lost it right at the end. And Baylor lost to Duke in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four. So, and Duke won a national championship over Butler. But every experience helps. And I can share that with these guys. And they're just about to start listening to me a little bit. So,
do you have any plans on where to watch the selection
yes,
show?
we have reservations at walk-ons. Here in New Orleans? Yes. Yeah, we were going to try to go to Baton Rouge and felt like we couldn't make it. So
we're going to go to Ted, 3 seats.
Ted Lewis from New Orleans Advocate. Speaking of that experience a few years ago, and just you've been in, when a coach has been in this business a long time like you have, how much does this mean to you personally to take your team to the NCAA tournament and to get this program after 9 or 10 straight years without a winning season, to get them back to where people think that Lafayette ought to be?
Well, it's taken a little bit longer than we'd anticipated, Ted. We'd hoped to get here in our second year. We didn't. We had some setbacks. And last year we were very young, and we were 3-9 in games decided by 5 points or less. And because of that, we had a losing record. But the basketball gods are fair, and that's going to even out over time. And this year's team, we won a lot of close games, like the last 2 days. So it's satisfying to me to get the tradition going again at UL. We've got a great basketball tradition, and Coach Shipley's going in the Sports Writer Hall of Fame this year finally after a long wait. And been some great players play at our university, and so we're excited to get the fans excited again about basketball.
Right here in the front row.
Doug Robertson, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Coach, can you talk about the defensive strategy on that final play? I assume that you gave them some instructions, guessing that Harrow was going to get the ball.
Well, it started a few timeouts earlier, maybe at the end of regulation, when Ron was just dribbling the basket and making tough layups and beating us off the dribble, and Sean was just late getting to it. That was one of the reasons why we went to the zone, to try to disrupt that, at least make him shoot one from the three. And I think Hunter made one. He shot it deep when he missed. It was huge, and we came up with a rebound. But Alfred said, "Coach, let me guard him." And he had been on Hunter for most of the game, and he switched over to Harrow. And just like he guarded Price last night, he's the defensive player of the year in our league. And we knew that they were going to drive it, and we got to stay attached to the shooters right there. So fortunate it didn't go in.
Got 4 seats back in the left.
Coach Buckley with the Advertiser. How big was what Rimmer did, not only today, but also in that first game for you, and also for Brian to do what he did and end up being named most outstanding player of the tournament? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, Tim. They're good young men that have worked hard and made themselves into good basketball players, Bryant especially, and Xavier is shooting the ball at such a high level. And we told him, hey, we really need you. He comes out, gets 24, which is his career high on Friday night against Arlington, and has a donut yesterday, and comes back with 27. And he got it going early, and I knew that he could make some shots for us. We ran a couple of plays for him and got him open against the zone. And he hit a huge one in the second half when we were down that stretch you talked about with Alfred. Alfred hit a 3, and then we hit another 3, and the foul was called on Kreider, I believe, where Sean, we got the ball back. And I'd like to shot some 1-and-1s again. They had a foul to catch up at the end of overtime. So, but that was a big stretch for us. And Xavier's shot the ball well in practice, and we're going to need him again.
Bob, going back to what I asked you a little bit earlier, how much do you want your players to enjoy today, watching the selection show, and then the experience of getting ready and going, no matter what happens and where you go, like you talked about, what a great experience it was for you at Sam Houston. How much do you want your players to know how special it is to be in that field of 68 and to make it like this?
Well, I think they know, Ted, but we're going to enjoy it. I want these guys to understand, and they're basketball students of the game. I mean, Alfred, these guys, they love basketball. A lot of them like the NBA, and they like the Miami Heat. Of course, and I'm a Spurs guy, so they give me a hard time there. But they love the NBA, and they follow basketball. They want to learn more, and they know the history of this great tournament, just like they know the history of our program, the Dean Churches, the Jerry Flakes, and Bo Lamar's, Andrew Toney's that have played before us. They know these guys. They've talked to them, Coach Hatfield, Coach Pascal, Coach Shipley. So we'll enjoy today. And then we'll get ready to go. It's been a long year. We started off with a trip to Spain, and we won the Maui Inland Classic. We were excited about that one, played really well, beat a Coastal Carolina team that's in the tournament. Had a great win at Louisiana Tech, their only home loss this year, 89-80 back in December. And that was a big, happy bus and a big win for us. But this one is special, and we knew we could win this tournament, Ted. We felt like there were 4 teams that were playing really well, and we were one of them. And I think we're playing as well as anybody, and Georgia State was the other team. So we'd won 10 of 12, and they've only lost 1 in a long time. So it was a good basketball game. I'm sure it looked good on television.
Any further questions for the coach? Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.